Hey, how's it going everyone? MLT Magic Tricks here. So today I'm going to be giving you a performance and tutorial for this no setup self-working card trick that is going to be perfect to impress all of your friends at school or work. So let's get right into the performance. I would begin by having my spectator give the deck a shuffle. Once they are done, I would have them cut the deck in half wherever they like. Now, I would have my spectator choose one of these two piles as their own, and then I would take the other one. So let's say my spectator wants this pile. I would have my spectator now give me a number between 1 and 10. Let's say they give me the number 6. I would instruct them to pick up their pile now, spread through, and remember the 6th card from the bottom of their half. And then I would do the same with my pile here. So I'm just going to show you guys the 6th card. So this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. We're going to outjog the 6th card. I'll just show it to you. This would be the card that my spectator is remembering. Once they have got that card in mind, I would tell them to keep that in their head throughout the duration of the trick so they don't forget it. Now I'm really quickly going to remember the 6th card in my pile. So we each have a card in mind. I would have my spectator take their pile, place it right on top of mine, square up the deck, and they can even give the cards a quick cut. At this point, I would hand the deck over to my spectator and instruct them to deal out the cards into 6 piles on the table. We're using the number 6 because, that is the number they chose at the start of the trick. So my spectator would go ahead and do this. They would deal out the cards one at a time into 6 piles, and they would make sure to keep dealing the cards in the same order of these piles. So we're going to continue dealing, and I'm going to pick up the video once I'm done dealing the cards. So I'm going to speed it up right now. So after they are done dealing the cards, I would instruct them to collect these 6 piles any way they like, so they can pick up the cards however they want. We just want to get all of the cards back together so we have the deck formed as one. So my spectator has collected the cards now. I would explain to them that the goal of this trick is to try and create a special connection between our 2 cards in the deck, and we're going to do that by trying to get them to come together in the pack of cards. So I would hand the cards over to my spectator once again and instruct them to deal out cards one at a time face up from the deck onto the table, and I would have them stop when they get to my selection. So my card is the 7 of diamonds. That is the card that I looked at, at the start of the trick. So I would have my spectator and, hand them the deck and tell them to deal these cards off and stop when they see the 7 of diamonds. So they're going to deal out cards one at a time here. Once we get to that 7, we will go ahead and stop. So I'm going to keep dealing. Okay, we have the 7 of diamonds right here. I would remind my spectator, we started this trick with the shuffled deck. They dealt out the cards into those piles, collected those piles however they liked. We got the deck completely mixed up. And my spectator, remember at the very start, remembered a card. You guys are the only ones who know that card. I would have them say their selection out loud, then deal the next card face up. And it should be your card, the 4 of clubs. So our 2 selections magically come together in the deck. So guys, that is the trick. I hope you like this one. If you want to learn how to perform it, make sure you watch the tutorial. All right, so I hope you guys enjoyed that performance. This is a really great self-working card trick that is very easy to perform. It will get great reactions from your spectators, so grab your deck of cards and let's get right into the tutorial. Just make sure you are using a full 52 card deck for this trick. Once you have made sure of that, you are good to go. So you can go up to your spectator and have them shuffle the deck as much as they like at the start. This is a completely no setup effect. Once they are done mixing up the deck, have them cut the pack in half. It can be wherever they like. So let's say they cut the deck right here. You're going to have your spectator take one of these 2 piles as their own, and then you'll take the other one. So let's say your spectator wants this pile, then you'll take the other half. From here, you're going to ask your spectator to give you a number between 1 and 10. So let's say our spectator gives us the number 4. They're going to say that out loud, so you're going to know the number as well because it's part of the instructions that you're going to give them right now. You're going to tell them, okay, pick up your pile. So you can actually pick up your pile at this point to give them a little demonstration. Turn the cards to yourself. Tell them, okay, you're going to spread through and remember the fourth card from the bottom of your pile. Now I'm going to do the same while you are doing this. So that is the instruction. Make sure you are making it clear. Make sure you don't tell them to, memorize the fourth card from the top. Be very explicit that you're talking about the bottom of their pile here. So your spectator is going to go ahead and do this. They are going to remember the fourth card, from the bottom. So in this case, for the tutorial, we'll look at it together. We have the 3. That would be the card your spectator is remembering. So after your spectator has done that, you are also spreading the cards to yourself. But guys, you are not remembering the fourth card from the bottom or any card at the bottom. You're actually remembering the card at the top of your half of the deck. So in this case, it would be the Queen of Diamonds. That is the card that you are going to keep in your head. Now, it shouldn't be too big of a deal that you're taking a quick peek at the top. Your spectator is going to be busy, looking at their pile. So you can be pretty discreet about it. Just spread the cards to yourself. Make it seem like you're looking for that fourth card, but in reality, you're just taking a quick peek at the top and you are remembering that one. So we have the Queen of Diamonds in our head, and then our spectator also has a card remembered, which is that 3 of Hearts. So you're going to tell your spectator, okay, keep that card in your head, take your pile, place it right on top of mine. So they are placing, their half of the cards right on top of your card that you have memorized, that Queen of Diamonds. We have it right there. So the cards are going to be square, and you're going to have your spectator give the deck a quick cut. You can just have them complete the cut. Just make sure they are giving the deck one cut right in half like that. So at this point, you're going to hand the deck over to your spectator and tell them to deal out the cards into 4 piles. Make sure you tell them it's 4 because that is the number that they chose at the start. So your spectator is going to deal out the cards one at a time into the 4 piles. Now, obviously, if they chose a higher number like 8 or 9, you would need quite a bit of space, so make sure you are performing this on a table that has enough space to allow the cards to be dealt out if they did choose a higher number like 8 or 9. So your spectator is going to deal out all of the cards in the deck and make sure they are sticking with the pattern of dealing the cards. So if they go left to right like I am, they need to keep that pattern throughout, or else the trick will get messed up. So your spectator is going to deal out the cards here. Once they are done, you're going to tell them, okay, you dealt out all these cards in this amount of piles based on the number that you chose. Now you can go ahead and collect these cards any way you like. You can pick up the piles however you want. So that is completely fair, but make sure they don't start mixing, the cards together like this, and just you don't want that. They can just pick up the card piles one at a time, place them on top of each other. It's truly up to them how they want to do it, which makes this effect seem absolutely impossible. So it's really cool how that works. It's just a self-working principle that, if your spectators pick up the piles normally like that and don't mix the cards, everything will be good to go. So your spectator has collected the piles. Now you have the deck basically set up to do the reveal. It's kind of up to you guys how you want to do it. You can spread out the cards face down and tell them the goal of this trick is to try and create a connection between our 2 selections, the card that you have remembered and the one that they have in their head. So you can kind of tell them, okay, we're going to try and get the cards to come together at some point in the deck, square up the cards. Now you're going to hand them over to your spectator and tell them to deal out cards face up on the table, and you're going to tell them to stop when they get to your card. So this is the part of the trick where you reveal the card that you remembered at the start, which was that Queen of Diamonds. Obviously, they don't know it was on the top of your half instead of the 4th position, so that's completely fine. You tell them, okay, start dealing the cards on the table and stop when you get to the Queen of Diamonds. So make sure they are going pretty slow, and just tell them, okay, you have to be very careful here to stop once you see my card, which is that Queen of Diamonds. So they're going to keep spreading just like this. Keep dealing one at a time. It may kind of be near the top of the deck or near the bottom. It's really just completely random based on how the cards were dealt throughout the trick. So we're going to keep going. It looks like it's near the bottom here, so we'll kind of speed it up a little bit until we get to the Queen of Diamonds. Okay, so we have the Queen of Diamonds here. Your spectator is going to stop. Now from here, you have them reveal the card that they thought of at the start, which is that 3 of Hearts. They would say it out loud for the first time, and then you tell them, okay, turn over the next card in the deck, and it's absolutely impossible that it is your card, which is right next to mine. So that is the trick, guys. It's just a really cool self-working one that's no setup. All the steps are pretty simple. Just make sure you follow them and give your spectators clear instructions, and then the card trick will work every single time. So it's honestly also, guys, for the reveal, it's kind of up to you guys how you want to do it. You can do it that way where you deal out the cards, or after your spectator collects the piles, you can just spread them out. Now, before you spread them out, you'd want to say, okay, my card is the Queen of Diamonds. and then you have them say their card, which is the 3 of hearts. Then you'd spread out the cards face up and show them that they are somehow together in the deck. So you can do it that way, or you can do it where your spectator deals out the cards one at a time. It's up to you, but regardless, they will be right next to each other in the pack, which is really awesome. So that is the card trick, guys. Definitely give this one a try. Thank you for watching. I will see you in my next video. Peace out.